Whatever. All right, let's see here. Yo, what's happening? Let me get my stuff together, at least a little bit more of my stuff together. What's happening? Yeah, good. My sound is there. Everybody hear me? Check in for a brother if you could. Everybody on IG, I know LG Handyman, LED Handyman. Know you're on both spots. What's up? Titan Tech. What's going on, brother? And then to everybody on, you got an echo. Everybody else got an echo. Let's see here. Shouldn't be an echo. Oh, you know, you know why you have an echo is because you're on Instagram and YouTube. That is why you have an echo. Yo, Higgins Appliance. No, hey man, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I've been through that before. I've been through it before. But I am glad that you all can hear me. But yeah, that is why you have an echo. I'm thinking about switching this screen up. I don't know what you guys think. I can't do it. Once I change the orientation, I was thinking about making everything just like Instagram. What's going on? I was working late today, talking to you guys, the viewers, and trying to figure out what, when I was going to go on. I was kind of waiting on Mike Sneed. I went early last week. I completely forgot what day it was. I thought that when I went live, I thought it was Monday. I thought it was Monday, but it was actually Thursday. So I'm hanging back. I was hanging back a little bit for a regular time. My name is Mike Reed. I'm a commercial appliance technician in Houston, Texas. And I'm here to tell you about the commercial appliance business. Today I'm using StreamYard, which is how I'm broadcasting to talk to you guys on Instagram and YouTube. I can no longer broadcast on Facebook. And as of today, I can no longer broadcast on Twitter. Funny that. Got a bunch of stuff on the cover today. I am going to cover filters. I had a gentleman call me. I just got off the phone with him a little bit. We were talking about filters. He was trying to figure out, and this was just like about 10 minutes ago, he was trying to figure out where he was going to get filters, how he was going to get into the filter side of the game. Yeah, Australia. Yeah, I got some people from Australia and New Zealand, LED handyman. So these are the filters. Yes, this one is the Everpure, Pentair Everpure. So you'll see Everpure and Pentair interchangeably used. So Pentair there, Everpure there. This company is now the parent company for Manitowoc ice machines. This company, the filter company, owns Manitowoc. It is no longer part of Well-Built. So these are the drop-ins. This is your first filter, and this is your micron gauge filter. This catches all the nasty stuff, and this is a brand, Scalex. This is Scalex Pro. So this is what I'm gonna get into a little later on. So with filters, selling filters, I'll tell you how to get a hold of ScaleX. I got pricing. He's the guy that called me. He's out working a job right now, so I got all the pricing and everything like that. Thank you all for your contributions. I got some new lighting. I'm gonna mellow that lighting out because it's a little harsh. It's a little harsh, so I got to get some other stuff. So there's a number of different options, different styles you can do to it, but it's money. It's money there. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me check in on Instagram. All right, cool. Yeah, I got people from all over. So as they say, you know, here is oh yeah, you can't see a lot of this other stuff. For ice machines, the coffee, all the stuff Learn to Trade tells you about. There's your Combi ovens. Oh, so that's where Titan is from. Okay. This is your Combi ovens, steam ovens, and then your ice machines. Funny enough, that is a cold draft right there. That gives you that 2-inch square cube. So I can get into some of that with you guys. I was talking about the backflow preventer. And there's your arrow that tells you which way the water flows. This is a requirement. It's a requirement on items that are hooked up to water. There are a few exceptions, and it's extremely difficult to plead your case with the local municipalities that are ignorant on the subject. Dishwashers use they already have a backflow prevention built in. So dishwashers do not need it. Ice machines, unfortunately, do. Ice machines do need it. And this is a whole nother segment of the industry that guys are getting into. You do not have to be a plumber. This is its own separate thing. You will have to be certified by your individual state, and they will give you your own login, password, and the whole nine. I have all the information for free on how to get training on the backflow preventers. I just happened to get this at Home Depot on clearance for $40. So I went and bought 2 of them because it comes in handy to have them, especially when the customer doesn't figure into the quote that they need to have it. We'll go over some of the stuff from Food Service Magazine. Just got it in my mailbox today. The industry is not what you think. See, it's a lot of there's Coker. There's Coker right there. This and that's his name. I'm not making fun of him. That's his actual name is Coker. He has a service company here in Houston, in Chicago. So it's a lot of, this is the industry. This is the commercial appliance industry. It's not overalls and corn cob pipes and all that stuff. All right, Dean, thanks for coming through. Yeah, it's not. These are all millionaires. These people make millions of dollars. I'm not trying to put them out there like that, but they make millions of dollars. So this is, I mean, it's nothing but, this is supposed to be about the business, and it's all of them in tuxedos and the whole nine. So facility design, right? Facility designs, Royal. They got everything I tell you about. That's what's in these magazines. I was at my distributor, the same distributor that I have for ScaleX. Okay, let me see who else is on Instagram. Yeah, Big Mike. Yeah, thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through. Everybody on Instagram. So Royal is another brand. It's an older brand. They're from California. So they have a certain following. Oh, okay, Dean. Oh, so you're another one on both. So if you are following me on Instagram and on YouTube, just mute one of them, and then that will get rid of your echo. I used to do the same thing sometimes. Yeah, so it's a much different experience watching me on YouTube because the screen is much bigger. It's a lot. Reason why I do both. It's a lot easier for me to bring you along as I go through startups, repairs, and the like. It's easier on Instagram. On YouTube, if there's music playing, things like that, YouTube is going to flag the stream, destroy the stream, all kind of stuff. So we got Royal to talk about. Told you guys about Blue Air. I don't know how many people have signed up with Blue Air, but you got Blue Air. And then I brought this brand up earlier, JMC Food Equipment. Let me see if it is backwards on Instagram. Instagram is going to take a little while to catch up. There it is. Okay, good. It shows correctly on Instagram. So they are a collection of brands. They have parts available. So it's not a big deal. If you don't know, let me hip you to it. Any one of you that are watching me right now can create your own commercial line of equipment. You can order a shipment, a container load from Mexico or from Asia. I'm not going to say China because China's freaking on fire right now. China is China is in free fall. So I wouldn't send you to China, but I'd say in Asia or in Mexico, you can order a shipping container full of equipment. They will create your own brand name. They'll slap your name on it. They'll even give you your own model number, right? It'll sort of be based upon theirs, whoever the manufacturer is. This way you don't have to pay the $86,000 or it's like $100,000 per model number that you would have to pay to UL because it's already been certified. The deal is they give you about 1% in parts, which means that for every shipment that you place, they're going to provide compressors in there. They're going to provide compressors. They're going to provide the controllers, all of that good stuff. You have to provide the back end support. You are then responsible for handling your own tech support. You are then responsible for sending out your own parts. You are responsible for paying for whoever is going out and doing the warranty, because it was an act of Congress for this warranty period, especially on the compressors. You would then be responsible for that. But they would provide you with 1% parts. Anything over that, then you can also purchase that from whoever the OEM supplier is. All right. So that is that part. Now, there has been another acquisition in the commercial appliance space. I've made my I dropped the ball with not growing my business. So I have nothing to sell. So what are they doing there? It doesn't stop the fact that, hold on, let me add this to the screen. It doesn't stop the fact that they are still out here buying companies. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Tech 24. Excuse my spelling. Okay. Oh, the commercial kitchens was bought by Tech 24. Okay, that's what it was. All right, so Tech 24 just made another purchase. Tech 24 commercial kitchens was here in Houston with me. They're still here in Houston. I thought Parsound bought Tech commercial kitchens. It is there we go. July 12th. July 12th. Tech 24 just bought Veritech. Don't know who they are. Maybe you do. This is my source. Another magazine source, just like food service equipment. Yeah, I think this is a sister publication. So this is food service equipment. Food service equipment from July 12th. Tech 24 bought Veritech. They are now doing 50 markets in 26 states. People are always asking me, Dean, Ali Group bought Well Built. Yes, that was just recently. So because you're in another country, let me let you know what happened here in the United States. The Justice Department, it's actually the Federal Trade Commission. They said, okay, we will agree to the Italians buying all of these different companies, but they are going to have too much of a dominance in ice. Ali Group already has a dominance in dishwashers. They own 95% of the commercial dishwasher market. And I'll show you guys after I finish with this Tech 24. So then they would already own like number 2 or number 3 in other respected categories. So they were already going to be number 1 in dishwasher, and then they were going to be number 1 in ice. And they said that's too much. They fought it. Ali Group fought it by saying, hey, look, you got all these upstarts. It's no longer the same. True has come in. True is going to be in the market. But through Ali Group, they own Scotsman. They own Isomatic. They own Cold Draft now. And then they were going to own Manitowoc. And they said, no, enough is enough. So they made them sell off Manitowoc, and then Everpure, Pentair bought Manitowoc. So here we go with the Tech 24. So like I said, this is just July 12th. July 12th, they just bought them. Greenville, South Carolina. So quite a few of you guys are in South Carolina, North Carolina. So that's where your Tech 24 is. And so Veritech is on the other side of the country in Arizona. So now they're taking care of, 26 states? Yeah, 26 states. So now Tech 24 is handling even more. The reason why is because they're having the hardest time. All of these too big to fail service monstrosities, they're taking on all of these accounts, all of these contracts, taking care of these hotels, hospitals, universities, so many of these large facilities, and it requires a huge workforce, a huge BK Baby 28, what's going on? Mike Adams, thanks for showing up, man. So they have to feed the beast. They have to feed the beast, and that beast requires that they take over more and more companies. So they are even, it doesn't matter if even if they catch a whiff, if they even so much as think that your company can add any type of value, or your company can shore up some holes in their system, they will buy up your company in a heartbeat. No, without hesitation. So let me see, anybody familiar with this Veritech? I don't think I've ever seen Veritech. I don't think I've ever seen it. So chime in if you guys have heard of them. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me add another. So let's see here. So 50, whoever Veritech is, 26 states. So, and they're already, so whoever the hell, so Veritech bought ProCold, not the manufacturer ProCold, but a service company, ProCold. This is the new gold rush. If you can train some people, you don't even need accounts. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't even need accounts. If you can train up people, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, you have your mother working the support, doing billing and whatnot. I'm telling you, within a year, you'll be able to sell that company for, lottery style numbers. So they're already in New York. Rich Maliki is in New York, right? He's over in New York. He's actually in Long Island, and he's in New Jersey. And so these guys are there too. And what did I tell you? Their clients are medical centers, hospitals, schools. These hospitals, schools, and medical centers are just growing like weeds. Here in Texas, we have a McDonald's. We have turned the medical system into McDonald's. We have the same hospital with 35 locations. I have one 5 minutes from my house. There are so many of them. They created their own medical insurance program. So anywhere in Houston, practically anywhere in Texas, I can go to and see a doctor, see a surgeon. They take care of everything as long as I'm in Texas. So essentially, Tech24 picked up two companies, really. Some ProCold, Americold, and whatever the hell, I keep forgetting their damn name. So, what is this? Darton? All right, so now Darton is going to, I didn't even get a chance to take a look at this stuff. So now Darton is going to acquire who? Who the hell is this? Who is this? Oh, Chewy's. I've never eaten at Chewy's, and we have Chewy's here in Texas. I've never eaten. Have anybody put a one in the chat if you've ever heard of Chewy's? Iceberg Service, what's going on? So for a decent price, let's see here, Austin, Texas based Chewy's. So they picked up 101 locations, 15 states. So Darton, that is the owner of Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, Yard House, and quite a few others. if you've been around long enough, let me know if you've heard me talk about Darden. Do you guys want the information on how to do work for Darden? Let me know in the chat, and then I'll dive into that. I'll show you the login page, but there's a certain way that you have to get onboarded with Darden. All right. So now we got that. So Tech 20. So Veritech. Let's see. Let me see here about Veritech. Veritech. All right. What I'm doing is Veritech commercial. So they've been around since '96. Service, install, and parts. They're covering the whole thing. Refrigeration, ice machines, air conditioning. They're doing bakery, dishwashers, and they're doing the exhaust hoods. So if you don't know, makeup air goes along with exhaust hoods. I have the information on makeup air and exhaust hoods with Green Heck and the others. For those of you who follow me, for those of you that follow me on some of my other, on my information. Oh, you want to see Darden? I've given you guys information on that. I do live on Instagram. So if you sign up to my Instagram, let's see here. Yes, I did it right this time. If you screenshot this and just, you can go ahead and put it on the screen or send it to somebody else, and then go ahead and if you go ahead and take a picture of this right here, this QR code, it'll take you to my Instagram, and Instagram is where I'm able to just hit go live and then show you some fun stuff, show you the inside baseball, day-to-day workings on the commercial appliance business. So of course, they're covering HVAC. Oh, they're even doing slicer, mixers, coffee, water heaters. All right, the cooking, just like I tell you guys, pizza oven. So there's your pizza oven. They're doing glycol systems. That's your cold pack. I mean, not cold pack. That's your power pack with Perlick. So this is your glycol. For beer, primarily for beer. So you're going to find those in your Texas Roadhouse and all that kind of stuff. Quick chiller. So there's about a good, I want to say about 5 different brands that make these glycol chillers. What is it? Glass Tender. Yeah, Glass Tender. You have quite a few others. You got your, oh man. And I show you guys, they have a class every month where they go over the power packs and walk-ins for all of these restaurants and bars and all that kind of stuff. All right, so Higgins Appliance Repair says, can you talk about the circumstances around service companies being sued for improper install, maintenance, or repair? Is that rare except for when the equipment fails health inspection? All right, that's an interesting one. I'd love to talk about it. So Circumstances are, this is how it goes. Usually there is a startup involved. The higher up you go on the food chain, the more manufacturers want to CYA. Hold on one second. The more manufacturers want to CYA. So they will send out someone like myself, or they will send out this guy. They'll send out his technicians in Illinois, Florida, in Texas. I think he still has a company in Florida. He might. So his company does 99% of all rationales in my market and in Illinois. That's his bread and butter right there. They do other stuff too, but he basically has that. He has that kingdom all to himself. So what you're gonna find is another party is sent out after the install is done. It can be the same company, but there's usually checks and balances. So I don't know if you've seen when I go out to Chipotle and I do a startup. Reason why I'm doing a startup is because the factory wants me, they want to make sure everything has been put in correctly. So then they will pay me to go out, and I got a checklist and I got to go over. And it's kind of weird because I got with Chipotle, I don't do Chipotle. I do like the hot side stuff that they want me to do the checklist on. When I do, what is the super salad place? Somebody help me out. What is the super salad? Panera. When I do Panera, I have to do the checkup on the Hoshizaki. So what it is what else did I do? Like when I do some of these other restaurants, I once again I got to do the Hoshizaki. When I do Isomatic, when I do Starbucks, every single Starbucks is going to require a startup. Right, Dean. Yes. So every single Starbucks, I got to come out. It's going to be between me and maybe two other companies, depending on how we get along with whoever the builder is. Like some builders, we butt heads, and it's like, look, maybe I'll say I'll bust their head open. Maybe they'll say they'll bust my head open. So they'll say, okay, those two can't work together. So we're going to get somebody else to go out and do the checkup on them. Like I did 2 days ago. Did you guys see the startup I did where I had the Henny Penny? I had it wasn't Creeders. It was another Illinois brand. The Griddle. I had the Vulcan Salamander to do. So I'm paid. That circumstances, I was paid by the dealer. Right. Okay. Okay. That circumstance, I was paid by the dealer. So there's so many different people that are trying to do CYA. So let me help. Let me do this one first. So let's see here. Circumstances around the service company being sued. Only way I see that happening is if the service company is not authorized to do the install, is not certified to do install, and then they then refuse to go out and correct what they did incorrectly. So I did that startup 2 days ago, and the gas installer connected the Henny Penny properly, but the 2-burner cooktop, they installed the gas hose improperly. And what I mean by that is they had it backwards. So you're supposed to use a quick disconnect and disconnect the gas line while the gas is still on, and it has a check valve in it. And as long as there's as long as it's not connected to the quick disconnect, it will not let any gas come out. Right. So they installed that incorrectly, and they installed the griddle incorrectly. So if you disconnect the gas line, gas would still come out freely. And I'm arguing with the guy, like we're like yelling at each other, and the owner is right there. And I showed him the instructions. I showed him all the paperwork. He looked at, I showed him the fryer. I said, look, you can disconnect the fryer, but when you disconnect the other, it's just, you just hear all the gas coming out. He's like, all right. I was like, hey, look, man, I can go ahead and straighten it out, but then I'd have to charge you. Now, once I do the work and I charge that customer, now then that customer has to go back with the company that initially did the install. That is where the lawsuits start to happen. That is where the liability lies. Most time they just take the money back from the installer, but other times they might have to sue them if it even goes that far. So that's one part. So is it rare? So is the company being sued for? So here's the thing. The service company can and will get sued if they augment the equipment. I give the example of the service company that changed the pressure switch on not a Combi oven, but a steam oven, which is different because there's no fan. There's no fan in a steam oven, but it's still a pressure cooker. And so because that service company used like they used a pressure switch for a furnace, and it's not the same type, and the pressure cooker blew up, and the kid that was closest to it lost his hearing. So of course that service company got sued. Of course they lost. They did not put in the OEM part, which is why you'll hear other service companies talk about OEM. So I do not fault them ever for saying they only want OEM. If you only ever use an OEM part, you limit your liability. You limit the chances of you ever getting sued. So those are the things. As long as you, and I tell this to Charles that does all the ice machine cleaning. I said, Brother Charles, you always have to document everything you see. Whatever you see, you could tell that customer, but in a court of law, they can just say they never heard you say it. So, and they will always say that you never told them. I always write it in the install book, the things that I find, and I date it. It's on my invoices, and it's dated. And then you can pull it up. You say, hey, let me see your install book. And I'll I say, hey, right there, I found this, that, and the other. These are things that you, the client, are responsible for taking care of. Once you tell them that, you're no longer liable for those type of things, unless it's something that can cause harm. And this is not, I am not a lawyer. This is not to be taken as legal advice. This is tech information. Is it rare? Lawsuits are not rare. Lawsuits are not rare. For when the equipment fails health inspections. I've never heard of a service company getting sued for equipment failing a health inspection. Only time you could have a situation like that is like what I just did today. I did that I serviced that dishwasher. I put in the new motor. I explained to them that the soap that they were using, the chemical, caused all of this damage, and all the wires, all the chemical lines were breaking. So now I have sold them my chemical. Can I fall back on the chemical supplier? Yes, within reason. There's still dates as far as how long that chemical supplier is going to be liable from the date of their manufacture, just like with any product. So there is a limited liability that they have. But if a customer fails their health inspection due to my chemical not having the proper concentration, yes, then that is on me. But typically the health department is going to say, hey, look, I'm looking for this parts per million concentration and I'm not seeing it. You would then go on over there as soon as possible. You wouldn't delay. You would go on over there within reason within the next 24 hours. You would then make the necessary adjustments. You would take pictures, blah, blah, blah. The health department might just say, okay, augment the record. Or then they would themselves come back and test the equipment again. So that's that. I hope that helps you out with that bit of information. So yeah, Dean is saying, yeah, same, doing the stuff for the manufacturer. All right, so basically the warranty can start knowing that the appliance has been installed as per the instructions from the manufacturer. Yes, that is the purpose of a startup, so that no one is caught off guard when the equipment doesn't work, right? What will happen if the client does not want to correct the imperfections? The manufacturer will then change the warranty terms. They will get in touch with their legal. They will then change the terms of the warranty and then send it on over to the customer. They're usually in touch with corporate, and they get in touch with corporate, and usually things get straightened out right then and there. So yeah, that is how it is with everybody. That's how it is with everybody, Dean. All right. So Dean said the service company hasn't followed its due diligence. Yeah. So it's usually like some kind of a gross negligence that would bring up some kind of lawsuit. And that's going to be something very drastic where the customer is not able to serve their food, or the health department has shut them down, or the health department has padlocked their facility, or the health department has frozen the funds of that location. And in the United States, the health department is within their purview to do that. They can freeze the bank account of any food service establishment in Arizona, in Atlanta, in New York, in Miami, in Seattle, Houston. They will freeze the funds. Whatever funds are tied to the resale tax, which I actually got to pay mine. I got to pay mine. I think I'm a couple days late. I got to pay mine. So they will freeze that account. They will freeze that account until things are straightened out. So LED Handyman says, now you know why I did it live. Yeah, I do it live. So people can see and have a good idea of what's going on. And I want to thank everybody else that's watching me on Instagram. So, and LED Handyman, thanks so much for helping out. I do appreciate that. All right. So Dean is also saying, you work with a manufacturer in Australia, and you're happy to jump on anytime. Oh, nice. Yes. So it is morning in Down Under. My uncle used to live in Japan, in Tokyo, and he used to vacation down there in Melbourne. So that's like a thing with the Japanese. They always go down to Australia. And I'm pretty sure you got quite a few Chinese flooding Australia right about now. Okay, so you work for. Do you want to mention what? If you don't want to say what manufacturer, um, yes, I did. I think this mic went dead. So yeah, I would love to. I know you should have sound now. Yeah, you should have sound now. Sorry about that. You should have sound. 1 second. Yeah, you should have sound. Oh, it's not sound. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Hold on 1 second, because I didn't get a chance to charge this. 1 second here. I got another one. Yeah, I know now. Now I'm able to flip it. I'm able to flip these things. And I'd like to thank the contributors to the channel. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get the other one. 1 second. These suckers charge up so fast. Hold on 1 second. These things charge up so fast. I have two to do interviews with, and so if I ever forget, I throw one. There we go. I throw one on the charger. Yes, we are hooked up. Yeah, I just throw one on the charger, and then it'll be ready when it's time. This is I've been extremely busy. I've been extremely busy, and it's just been all kind of stuff. You know how to count? Okay. You're counting. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, if Scott, what's happening? Thanks for coming to the stream. Hey, Nadine, where do you work for? Do you work for the rotisserie? Do you work for that rotisserie company out of France by any chance? All right, so let's see here. Yeah, I was saying hello to Scott on Instagram. All right, so let's see here what we covered. And you know what? I should have put the spare on. I should have put the spare on the charger. But yeah, I would love to have you on to talk shop, especially more about manufacturers and their liability, because it is. I feel that it is extremely important to use the OEM on the first half of the life of the equipment. I don't recommend that new people use aftermarket if they are not intimately acquainted with the equipment. I will say this: some components from the manufacturer are not always as they should be, right? So, oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, aren't they Ali Group too? Isn't Moffat Ali Group? I want to say they Ali Group, right? Because I deal with the Aladdin. Is it Ali? Beverage Air, Carparajani, Cleveland. Who the is it? I want to say it is Eloma. I want to say, yeah, it should be Ali. It should be Ali, right? Yeah. So yeah, because Ali is the Italians. You know what? Moffat is. Am I saying that right? Because no one I've ever met says it the right way. But you've got a whole new line of product rolling out. I want to say you guys are like trying to compete with the new AltoSham stuff that's coming out. A lot of this segmented equipment. Hey, well, I don't think you could drop a link. Hold on one second. I don't think you could drop a link. Hold on one second. Let me see here. How in the world? They're always changing stuff here. I usually have a way to make someone, because in order for you to, here we go. No, they took the ability away. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, you can send the link on, because you guys have YouTube videos, if I remember correctly. You guys have YouTube videos. Let me see here. There's Cold Draft. There's Cold Draft. Cold Pack, RDI Cold Pack. Here's Chromo, which is the dishwashers, which are sold under CMA and everything else. There's Lincoln, there's Mirko, Mary Chef. And the reason why, Moffat, there we go. And the reason why I'm familiar with Ali Group. Oh, damn it. Damn it, you guys couldn't see that. My bad. I'm so sorry. I thought you guys could see that. This whole time I've been on the Ali Group website, but you guys couldn't see it. Here in the United States, Moffat is headquartered in South Carolina, along with Champion, Moyer Diebel, Byline, and quite a few others. Moffat, up until the pandemic, they kind of threw in a training class. So there would be we'll say 3-day. There used to be a 3-day training class at the headquarters, and you would go through training on Champion dishwashers in person, hands-on. You would have the next day, then you would have training on Byline, Flight dishwashers, and then they would have a few hours where they would teach you Moffat. If you guys have ever worked on a residential Italian range, this is extremely similar. The construction, everything, how the racks mount in, it is extremely similar. It is here in the States. It is a big favorite of QSR locations. We get quite a few. You have quite a few places that prefer this turbofan oven. I'll give you a good example. Up until recently, here in the United States, up until the pandemic, this was the oven. This was the oven that every single Wingstop was required to own. Every single Wingstop, if you had the biscuits, the buns, they were made in that oven. Oh, you just repaired one? Yeah, they are. I love the Italian. Manufacturing design. I was introduced to that as a young man in my from about like 18 on. I was introduced to the Italian style of manufacturing, to their engineering process. So I used to do, there's a J. Carrardi on the residential side. I used to do the Smeg. I used to do the Fratelli Onofri, Verona, Elve, Steel, just a lot. And a lot of the Italian manufacturers would make equipment for Kenmore. They would make equipment for GE. They would make equipment for Whirlpool. And you never know it. They made equipment for IKEA. So when you went into IKEA and you bought an oven, or if you bought a range, yeah, it said Whirlpool, but if you looked at the fine print, it said made in Italy. And Whirlpool owned some manufacturing facilities in Italy. You had the Mondragon family. They manufacture quite a bit of stuff. And now some of that stuff is going to Italy, but I mean some of that stuff is going to Turkey. But I grew up with my brain wired to work on Italian and French equipment. So when I started to run into the Moffett stuff, I fell in love. And that's like I had an Italian Combi oven, and that's why I like Goric. Goric. I'll just say Goric because I really gravitate toward the Italian stuff. Let me see if I can find one for you. Because oh man, did I have a time with. Oh yeah, so here's a chromo. Oh yeah, you guys can't see it. And that is, once again, that's Italian. Oh no, my light is going. My light is fading. I need a little. Uh-oh. I need to bring in more. More M18 batteries. Shoot. Where is it? There's American Dish. Belshaw. Now I have the guy I was just talking to, he does a lot of work with Belshaw because he deals with donut shops. There's Beverage Air. Guys are asking about Beverage Air. Oh, I've never heard of Beverage Air. It's a very old brand. There's Byline. There's the dishwasher. There's the flight system. Carpegiani, Champion, Cleveland Steamers, CMA. All right, we're getting close. CMA, Creme, which is the Spanish-made coffee. No, Egro, which is the Italian coffee that is your fully automatic. Eloma, which is your combi oven, that's also Italian. And so these are quite a few of these. As your Isomatic are also sold in Australia because the parent company is Italian, which is why you're seeing these names. Okay, so here we go. And there's the chromo. So this stuff, there's the chromo, which is all Italian, all this Italian stuff. So this stuff is in the United States. It's hiding in plain sight. It's hiding in plain sight. And what I wanted to show you, if I can, because this is actually Italian. This is the dishwasher that I worked on yesterday, which is Ollie Group as well. This is Ollie Group with the bad motor. But I wanted to show you that. Oh man. All right, I'm just gonna finish up the story real quick. And my customer had a Baker's Pride unit. He had a problem with the motor. Come to find out that this Baker's Pride Combi oven was actually a short production run out of Italy. No one has the motor, none of that. The guy, my client, he actually found another one that was used because I called the factory. They actually told me, yeah, they only had a container load for the US. They don't have any more. They don't have any parts. They don't have any more blower wheels. They don't have any more motors. So the guy found a used one. The dealer promised him that it worked. The guy wanted $1,600. I told him, don't pay $1,600. Give him $600. He actually got the guy all the way down to $500. Do you not know when he got this thing? The door was broken. The igniters weren't working. I got all the pictures, but my freaking phone is dead. But it was Italian. So I just went and started stripping it down. And I rebuilt. From 2 ovens, I made one whole complete oven. And the customer was just amazed. And I said, I don't know why you're amazed. It's a Combi oven from Italy. Besides the fact that you had to fabricate everything, I said, yeah, I can make you a Combi oven. It's not that hard. It's just Rationale over engineers their stuff and they charge too much money. But Moffett is a wonderful product. Eloma is a great product. I love all the other Combi ovens. I love them. So these things are all over. They don't break that often. That's why you don't notice them. Cobb's Bakery. And I've never heard of Cobb's Bakery. Okay. All right. But yeah, you guys are in a lot of concepts. And for you guys that don't know the jargon, a concept is and that's my light. A concept is a restaurant of sorts. All right, we remodeled the kitchen, and you would not believe how much money I spent on the stove from Viking. Well, being the youngest Viking dealer in the United States, I still hold that record. I truly can, because that's what I did. I sold Viking appliances. I had a floor plan, and I sold Viking. I sold American Range. I sold Capital Range. I sold Fratelli Nofri. I sold Elve. On the refrigeration side, I sold Fagor. I sold LeBaire. Oh, I sold Bertazzoni too. So I sold Bertazzoni, Viking, American Range, Capital 5-star range. So I sold that. So I sold that in Chicago. So if you would have, everybody can't follow me from the beginning, but yeah, I showed pictures of my old store. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. Let's see here. 1313 Wilson Avenue, 2008. Let's see if this works. Oh. Let me see if this will work. Let's see. Let's see if the map works. How do I zoom in? The hell? Why does it say Lake Charles, Louisiana? That ain't it. I don't have to zoom in. Damn. Oh, can't find it. I'd have to go all the way back. This is my all. I had a store. So this is like a picture from my old store. So this is, if you can see here, this is the Italian range. This is an Elve. Let me see if you guys can even see. Yeah, you guys can't see. So this is an old. That's an old Elve. In the background, that's a LeBaire. There's another LeBaire. It's a under counter. I had some other stuff. This was an old Smeg. That wasn't my store though. I don't have too many pictures. I do not have too many pictures in there. Maybe another time I can go over. I have to go over this thing. But anyway, yeah, I have. Let me just tell you, if you bought a Viking stove, if you tell me what year it is, I can tell you how much you paid for it. Back in 2008, I used to sell Viking ranges, 36-inch Viking range for about $4,000. And that's with a deal. That's with a deal back then. So now you're probably spend about $6,000. Let me see here. Probably spend about $6,000. VGS 36. All right, so Viking VGR 36. Let's see if they're showing the price. Actually, yeah, so actually I can 536. So 36-inch 5 burner. So yeah, like I said, $6,000. So here it is, $6,000, 36-inch. So that same stove back in 2008 was about $3,000. So now you're looking at $6,000. Now you're looking at $6,000, and everybody thought I was making a killing. All right, so you bought more than likely you bought a 48 then. So for 10. You said $10. $10 or $10,000. So you didn't get it from Viking. You got it from somewhere, and then now you redid it. Because I was about to say, if you get a 48-inch, you're gonna spend around $548. Yeah, so it's about $12,000 now. So a 48-inch is $12,500. You're gonna see with the code it's $11,499. So during the summer months, $10,000, right? So during the summer months, you're gonna have certain rebates that you can get, because in the summertime, people not spending that much, especially on appliances. These things. When I had my store, I had ebbs and flows, like, so 1 month I'm doing 48,000, next month I'm doing 2,000. Then the month after that I'm doing 36. Then the next month I'm doing another 36. Then the next month after that I'm doing $4,000. It was 2008, and I ended up with a debt load of about $280,000. So I had to have, a certain amount of product in order to be a dealer. So you got to have product, and then you have a floor plan. So you're selling the stuff and you're liable for it. So I'm selling the stuff and I have to pay. So if somebody paid me, 36,000 for a kitchen, I now owe not 36,000, but I probably owe about a good 20, probably owe about a good 20 grand to the bank, which would be like my factoring plan was under GE Capital. And then before that, it was TCF. And I don't even think TCF Bank is around anymore. And then GE Capital doesn't exist anymore either. GE Capital was sold to Synchronicity or something like that. But there are still a number of factoring. So like I said, I am uniquely positioned to TCF factoring. Let's see. So it's actually called a floor plan. So what it is yes, here it is. So they still have it. I guess it's called something else. So let me hip you to that real quick. We've gone down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but if any of you would like to become a dealer of new appliances, you don't have to pay for all those appliances. You don't have to pay for any appliances. You would sign up with just like Dean, right? So you would go to a distributor like Dean. So if I was in Australia, I would go to Dean, and then I would say, hey, look, I have a location and I would like to sell Moffett and some other stuff. And Dean would rub his hands together and say, oh yeah, sure. We'll get you all set up. And what he would do is he would put together, what equipment I would have, $30,000, $40,000, and then the bank would then give Dean the money for that equipment. Dean would then deliver that equipment to my store. I would then have that equipment displayed on my floor, because it's a floor plan. Once that happens, I have terms. So now Dean would then give me favorable terms, such as I might have 90 days before I would even have to start making payments. And so once my promotional period is over with, then I would have to start paying for each and every piece of equipment individually. So for a Moffett oven, if I had a Moffett oven on display, then the clock would start ticking, and I would have to pay about, let's say, $100 or let's say even $110 per month for that one oven. Then, and then by that time, it would then be paid off, within a certain amount of time. But the whole goal is that he would give me 90 days, and then within 90 days, I would then in turn have a customer and then sell that item to that customer, get the money from that customer, and then pay back TCF Financial. And of course, it's all done electronically. So then you would then pay them back, and then they would wipe that off of the slate. And now you would be clear because you would have a line of credit. You would it's like having a car or a revolving credit card. So you would have a line of credit, and then Dean would then say, "Oh yeah, hey man, we got this brand new dishwasher. You want this dishwasher? I'll give it to you. I'll give you 6 months. I'll give you 6 months, no payments." And there's no hook to it. It's literally, that's how the distributors would then move product out of their warehouse the more product they get out into a showroom, the more likelihood that that product is going to sell. People will get the product in their restaurant. They will use the product. They will make money with the product. Then they go ahead, open up another location, and in turn buy more. And if you're a good dealer, if you're a good service technician, you're installing the equipment, you're making money off the install, you made money off the sale, you made money off the delivery, and then you make money off of the repair, which is how I end up doing the cradle to grave. So I'm bringing the sucker in. The customer is calling me and only me. All right. They say, hey, I bought this thing from you. It's doing this, it's doing that. Boom. I'm on my way. I'm over there. Because I'm also selling the equipment, I have a relationship with Dean. I say, hey, Dean, man, steam generator failed on this unit. It's kind of odd, blah, blah, blah. They have a filter. I installed the filter. It's the one we're supposed to use. Dean said, no problem, man. I got you. Come on by. I'll get it. I'll give you one. Or I'll be over there tomorrow. I'll drop one off. And that is usually how these things go. And even still, they might even give it to you at a lower cost or free or whatever. Any number of situations. And he might even give it to you 90 days for free, the part. He might even put it on your factoring account, which gives you time to pay for the part, which then you can tell the customer, hey, look, I'll break these charges up into 3 payments. So it helps you expand your business. It helps you to grow, and that is how you end up wearing a tuxedo at a gala that's for equipment repair. So that's how you end up making millions, and that's how you end up like this. That's how you end up like this. So I am, like I said, I'm uniquely positioned to tell you about this kind of stuff. As long as you communicate with me, as long as you bring these kind of things up, I can give it to you. I can tell you about it. If you don't, it's just locked away in here. It's just locked away in here. So you got TCF Financial, which is still around. I didn't know TCF was still around. So they're doing floor plans. Let's see here. So there are a number of different, I need to do appliance. Let's see, factoring. Here we go. Here we go. So just like that. So this is someone who does floor plan financing. And there's nothing to stop you from selling used. They don't care if you're doing repair. They don't care if you're selling used. All they care about, they're a money company. All they care about is that you're going to have a product. When the product is no longer in your possession, you need to pay. That's you have to pay. Your money is due. The money is due to them. That is how they work. And they send adjusters into your store. They're going to check your inventory. It's all up and up. It's just how it is. So if you have a warehouse, they'll come to your warehouse. If you have a store, they come to your store. If you have both, they do both. And they're just going to check every model and serial number you got, along with what's on the floor plan, on the computer, in the system. And if they don't see an item, if the item is not there, you owe for it. It doesn't matter if it's out in the truck. It could be on your property out in the truck. If you don't tell them, hey, it's on the truck, we're going to deliver it, but we still have it. We're not going to deliver it until next week or tomorrow. You will you will owe for that item. The clock will begin to tick. Hour and 25 minutes. I didn't actually get to all the things I wanted to. I kind of got a little sidetracked here, but that's okay. That's okay. Who knows? Maybe someone might have someone might want to have a store one day. So, and if you do, just know that you don't have to pay for everything. There are banks that will finance you. You just pick out all the shiny things and it will get delivered to you quicker than you can believe. Quicker than you can believe. You'll have every appliance you've ever wanted to sell. And that depends on the manufacturer if they want you to sell it or not. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, all that good stuff. All of that good stuff. So once again, my sources for this stuff is Food Service Equipment Reports. And we were talking about Tech24 buying another company. Ooh, I didn't even know. So Krispy Kreme is now a minority shareholder in Insomnia Cookies. Interesting. The whole cookie space is nuts. Is nuts right now. Oh, here's one for you in Australia. Let's see what this goes. Let's follow. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on 1 second. I thought you were able to see this. So let's see here. Where are these 200 new wing stops going to be? Food service equipment. Okay, it is Paris. So in France, they're going to start munching on some wing stops in France. What's next? Spain. So Dallas, Texas-based Wingstop is going to start selling wings and tenders. Oh, wow. I had no idea Wingstop had 2,279 locations worldwide. All right, so in that case, Dean, you probably have sold some Moffett ovens in Australia. You probably have sold some. Oh wow, as soon as I pulled up Australia and your stuff, it started pulling up floor plans. Oh, let's see here. I am trying to. Here we go. There you go. You were coming up. There. I just missed it. So here's Dean's site with Ollie Group, an Ollie Group company. So that is the parent group. It doesn't matter if Moffett is sold in South Africa. It doesn't matter if it's sold in Australia. It doesn't matter if it's sold in Japan. Ollie Group is still the parent company. The products, the names change according to where they are, but the guts are essentially the same. The guts are the same. So I can hit you with this. Oh, cool. Yeah, send me the link. Send me the link. I'll hit you with this little tidbit of information, and I'm probably try to wind this thing down. On the manufacturer side of things, the manufacturer, once they own a thing, they can do whatever they want to with it. Just like Middleby So Middleby and Ali Group are following very similar playbooks. So if Ali Group wants to sell their products in Australia, what they do is they will buy Australian companies. Once they buy those Australian companies, they can take their products and just sell them under the Australian names. Just like you see here, this washer that's called WashTech, they just take all the rights that WashTech has in Australia, and all it is that chrome dishwasher. That's all it is. Same thing with these. See, these are Scotsman, and they'll just take it. Some stuff would be Scotsman, some will be Isomatic, some will be Cold Draft. They can do whatever they want to because they own it. They can do whatever they want to. So here's his deal. He's got Mary Chef, which I love, Turbofan, which is Moffett. Turbofan is Moffett. Convotherm, which is Combi oven. I didn't know that they owned. Let me see here. I think Convotherm is owned by. Hold on. I'll tell you in just one second. I mean, going down rabbit holes. Right, it's owned by Well-Built. That's a Well-Built. Yeah. Combo. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just that quick, I forget. Just that quick, I forget that Ali Group owns Well-Built, which gives, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So now they have all of this. So that this now gives Ali Group, Moffett, Convotherm, which gives them, you know, respectively, the respected position of number 2 or number 3 in every category. I don't like admitting this, but I believe Rationale holds the number 1 spot as far as combi ovens. Is Convotherm, in my opinion, a better combi oven? I believe so. Is Moffett a lighter, convenient, easier to use oven that fits a very nice footprint? Yes. So in that case, you know, Convotherm and Moffett, you know, they're in a great spot. So this is what is being pushed in the market now. This is the size of the current combi oven that is being pushed in the market. So this is, if you saw my live stream where I did the startup on the Henny Penny and the other stuff, that was an Alto-Shaam. That was an Alto-Shaam combi oven. And it is the exact same size as this. It services very similar to this. The Alto-Shaam has the ability, that one that you saw had the ability to cook 3 different temperatures on different, it had 3 different shelves. So one shelf you could do broccoli, another shelf you could do fish, and yet another shelf you can do steak. That is the world that we're in today. We're getting away from the big bulky combi ovens and filling up that huge space. And now they're going with these smaller spaces because they are, I have a roller rink and they have about 7 Alto-Shaams, the same size as this Convotherm, and they're able to take care of all of these little small orders in minutes. So instead of a half an hour, instead of 45 minutes, instead of an hour that a customer is waiting, they're now waiting microwave times for an item that it is not going to come out like it's been cooked in a microwave, because there is zero microwave. There's no magnetron in these. This is all impingent air, steam. Impingent air, steam, and these will have either, like, these all have heating elements. So that is the world we're in today. I do like these. I'd rather work on these than the bigger ones. Maneuverability. And you don't have a bunch of stuff jammed up in them, right? So this is what they're saying. You can do 30 meals in, they're not saying how quickly. And it's all tabletop, very little installation. Sad news is there is very little on the install process. I'll try to work on Henny Penny on this, because Henny Penny, sorry Dean, Henny Penny has theirs, and Henny Penny is, Rationale is getting kicked out of all the, I'll just say, it's a chicken chain in Texas, based in Texas. No more Rationales. Rationale got the boot. What's going in place? I'm losing my Ultra Fryer. I'm sad about that, but they're replacing with Henny Penny, which I'm okay. I'm okay with that. They're kicking out the Rationale ovens and they're replacing them with Henny Penny, which I am head over heels with that. I am head over heels with that. I've actually done a few installs on the Henny Penny Combi oven. They have them with the ventless, and it has this weird like sponge thing at the top. Here's the space saver. So there's the Fuse, the Fusion Flex, which they've had classes on. They stopped during the pandemic, but I've been installing these space savers. I did do a double oven, but the chicken chain that I'm dealing with, they're only doing a single oven. So their goal is to put in 2 individual Henny Penny ovens. They're going to get rid of the Vulcans, and they're going to go with the Henny Penny. I'm doing somersaults, back flips, cartwheels, and this is what you can do. This is what you can do. Pizza in one. Of course, there are accessories. You have to have a certain type of pizza stone, all that kind of stuff. So the heating element is going to heat up that pizza stone. It's going to require a little bit of a preheat, but it will make your pizza crust crisp. It's not like it was going into the Mary Chef, which I love Mary Chef. It's not like it's going into the Turbo Chef. I'm not a fan of Turbo Chef. And in here they have a couple other items that are not pizza. And you have no need for a hood. They have them, which saves your customer over $10,000. So these are ones you can install. So to go back, go back an hour and 38 minutes ago. To go back, you are now limiting your liability. You're now limiting your liability with these newer units. Most of these are electric. I have not installed one of these that were gas. I don't even know if they make a gas one. Simple plug and play, simple wiring up of the cord. Oftentimes they'll be direct wired. In that case, you do not hook it up to the building. The electrician will hook that up. All you have to do is connect the water. So just like any Combi oven, it's going to have like a Y valve where it has water coming in to create the steam. That's going to be for the interior of the oven. And then you're going to have water that goes for the cleaning cycle, which you would introduce a detergent to it. Most will have an automatic feed. You don't run the rinse while there is food in there. So when there's no food in there, it goes through a clean process. And then the other part of the valve will draw in water, and then it will then start to spray the water about and clean off any type of buildup inside that oven. So like I said, that limits your liability. Once you get away from gas, you're really cutting down on your liability. And with that, I guess I've been promising I'll introduce another show during the week. I have no choice. I guess I have to, because I kind of am not getting to the points I want to get to. And that's okay. We're addressing the stuff that you guys want to talk about. I have a video. I need to start introducing the ScaleX video. So you guys are, if you go to, let me leave you with the information for ScaleX. If you call ScaleX, they will give you the local dealer. So my local ScaleX dealer, they opted to go not with the ScaleX filter. Filter holder, which is why I have the Everpure. But we still went with the Micron. Let me see what this is. Shoot, I don't have my glasses. Let me see. Here's the contact us for ScaleX Pro. And yeah, they cover quite a bit there in Arizona. So here's the phone number. I'll zoom in so you can see. This is for ScaleX Pro. So you can make that bigger. So this is information for ScaleX Pro, so you can sell filters. Every single item that's hooked up to water needs filtration. Every single thing. Even when it's the hot side, you can put filtration on the cold water fill, on the incoming water line to your tankless. You can add filtration. On the incoming cold water line to a hot water tank, you can add filtration. It's a little harder to add filtration. It's very specific once the water is hot. Everpure is the only one that I'm aware of that makes a filter for dishwashers. But you will put these, let's go back and make sure Instagram. All right. Charged. What's happening? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Oh, and I need to thank the contributors to the show too. I've had, before my phone dies, I had 2 people that have contributed. Oh, I think it's 3. Oh yeah, hey, Melissa Alvarez. I'm sorry. So Melissa, thank you very much. Oh, from Higgins Appliance, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, so I want to thank you for your contribution to the show. Frank Evans, as always. Thank Brother Frank. And Michael Adams. I want to thank all of you for contributing to the show. And let me explain to you, this is not some gimmick. This is something that is completely necessary. You don't have to go with ScaleX Pro. That's just the team that I've chosen to side with. You can go with Everpure. What the hell is going on here? Because my stuff is about to die. My phone. I don't have anything hooked up right now. So I'm going to wind this thing down. Let me give you... I might even have to... Let me put this in the link. Let me put this in the chat. For everybody. So filtration is very important. I'm going to start to bring this up. I'm going to start to bring this up every stream, every broadcast. I'm going to start to bring this up. They gave me some other stuff too. ScaleX has, I bought these. I bought these. I'm going to put these in a fast food restaurant. They have an isomatic nugget machine. It's I want to say it's a 1,500 pound nugget ice machine. So as you see, you can use you're going to need the filters, and you're going to change these you could do it every 6 months. I prefer to do it earlier than that. So restaurants, coffee shops, hotels, of course, the universities. We're not going to talk about farms. There's your car wash. So here for your plumbing guys, for your HVAC, your swamp coolers. There you go. That's for Frank. Your cooling towers and your boilers. So the claim to fame for ScaleX Pro is it's in the name. So their filters are designed to eliminate, scale. Let me see if I can copy this sucker. So this is ScaleX Pro. Now subscribe. So they go over all of this fun stuff. All the technical. And there's a link to the YouTube information. So just so you know, and I'll pause this. There's your Australia. All right. Just so you know, you have to install these. You sell the housing by itself. The housing by itself, you're going to sell these for about $500. That's before you install it. So you're going to have to install it on the wall. It's already labeled. See, yeah, that's outlet. This is going out to your ice machine or your boiler or your coffee maker. This is your incoming water. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah. So it has your O-ring. So this is where the water first comes in. You have your pressure gauge that lets you know when your filters are completely done. Of course, you're going to take the wrapper off. That's your first one, and this one goes into the second part. This goes to the last one. So this sucker goes in. Like I told you before, this is your backflow preventer. In the United States, they are forcing locations to have backflow preventers. So if you're dealing with an older location, anything other than brand new, if you're dealing with a pre-existing location, they are making these facilities put in backflow preventers. So actually I had got this on clearance at Home Depot. Every location that you deal with needs filtration. You're going to make more installing this than you do on repair on anything residential. Anything residential. Without that filtration, your equipment will fail. Let me show you. So here are, here's the numbers. This is what these things cost. Now this is if you're going to go with Everpure with some of the more elaborate filtration systems, which in my market is necessary. I've had to install over a dozen of these in the last 5-6 years. So let's see here. See, these are like pre-filtration. That's a 10 micron. I think what I have is a 5 micron rated filter. So you see this Everpure Twin system is $525. That is just the cost of it. That's not installed. That is just the filter. You don't need a license to install a filtration system. You don't have to be a plumber to install a filtration system. This is hooked up to a water supply. This is hooked up to an outlet. You are not doing anything in the wall. The plumber is going to run the water supply. This is just a regular faucet hookup. And you then connect to that regular faucet hookup. So as you can see here, $800, 550, this is money. Every couple of months, you have to come in and remove the filtration. So here's one this is one like what I got. Only difference between this one and what I have is mine has a pressure gauge at the top, which is what you need. You need to see exactly what, just like this. So see with the pressure gauge, it's $369. It's $369. So this is money. They have to have these. It needs to go on every single piece of equipment that's hooked up to cold water. Doesn't matter if they have. It does not matter if they have a filtration already. I deal with Starbucks, and a lot of times they'll have a system, and even their system needs to have an additional filtration for the ice machine. They have a whole built-in filtration, but they still have a filtration for the ice machine, and they still have an additional filter for their espresso boilers. All right. Well, I see that you guys aren't quite into this part just yet. We'll revisit this. We'll revisit that at another time. And it is late. It is 10:42. Tomorrow's Friday. You guys want to party? I actually will be working. I actually have to get up quite early. I think tomorrow, if you watch me go live tomorrow on Instagram, I'm going to a hotel and I'm going to deal with. If I get around to the range top, I'll get around to the range. They're having blowback from one of the burners. The dishwasher, I have to change quite a few parts on there, some seals. I have a Hipshin commercial front load washer that will not go into spin. And then I'll see what else I get into over there at that hotel. So that's all. When you guys ask, hey Mike, how many jobs you do in a day? I mean, what do you consider jobs in a day? If I'm at one location and I'm taking care of 4 things, is that one job or is that 4 jobs? But I'd like to thank you all for coming and spending time with me on this Thursday evening. I go live on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Thursdays is in the evening. I typically go on after Mike Sneed. Sometimes he'll come on at 7. Other times he'll come on at 8. And then I try to go on after Mike. During the day, I go on Instagram. You can follow me over there. Let's see here. Yeah. Over there. Not this QR code, but the one in the corner. And you'll be able to see me go through good, bad, or ugly. You'll see me go through different things: dishwashers, deep fryers, warmers, convection ovens. Later on next week, I'm going to change the belt on a Turbo Chef conveyor oven. So my client has a new belt. So they asked me to do it. They claim they can do it, but they prefer if I do it. They all say that. So my name is Mike Reed. I'm an appliance technician here in the Houston market. Been doing this since I was 15 years old. I'm now 32 years in the business. And I am signing off. If I don't see you, I hope you're successful.